And we're going to start in a comfortable seat. So go ahead and sit maybe on one of those props. And elevate your hips a little bit. And get yourself comfortable. Rest your hands down on your thighs and just take a few moments to settle. You might wiggle side to side, roll your shoulders. Take this time to check in with how your body is feeling this evening. And so checking in with the physical body, what feels a little more stiff, closed off, tight, what feels a little more flexible, more open. And same thing with the mind, so checking in with the state of your mind this evening. Does your mind feel tired or distracted? Or are you feeling clear and open, or maybe somewhere in between? And also checking in with your emotional body, your heart space. What kind of emotions are you feeling right now? You can label all these things if you want to. Or just let them kind of pop up and then kind of fall away. You want to stay present as you practice with these things. Your body, physically, and your mind and your heart space. Noticing your breath. Start to breathe in and out through your nose. And allowing the breath to deepen over the next few rounds of breath. So drawing the breath in and down to your belly. And letting the air rise to fill your chest. And then exhale, let your belly draw toward your spine. And your chest falls. So do that a couple more times. And again, just slowly deepening your breath over the next few rounds. And even taking note of the qualities of your breath this evening. Is it easy to breathe? Does your breath feel smooth? Or is your breath getting stuck somewhere? And we'll watch our breath as well in our poses, because these poses, they change our breath. Depending if they're intense or more filled with ease. So watch your breath as well. Bring your hands to your heart, Anjali Mudra. Take a moment to make an offering of your practice. Dedicate your practice to someone, something, someone you know, someone you don't know. And then also set an intention to invite your awareness back to your body and to your breath, mind, your heart space. When it wanders, allow it to wander, it's okay, but then invite it back. Make that intention as well. And let's create a little sound here. So empty your breath. We'll share an Om together. Empty out all of your breath. Take a deep breath in. Can release your hands and softly open your eyes. And then we're going to stay here for a moment. So let's switch the cross of your legs if you're sitting in Sukhasana. And so I mentioned we're working on the neck and the shoulders and the thoracic spine and chest in this class. So let's do a little awakening movement just to kind of feel into these areas of our body and how they feel when we move. So as you inhale, you're going to take your arms out and open up your chest. And then as you exhale, you're going to round your spine, cross one arm over the other. And then inhale and open up your chest. Exhale and cross the other arm on top. So do that a few more times with your eyes closed, to bring the awareness back inward. You don't have to, there's no right or wrong way to do this, just move. So you're extending your spine as you're inhaling, like a cow shape, and flexing your spine as you exhale into this cat shape, feeling into your neck, your shoulders, your chest, your upper back. Just being aware of how they feel this evening. 2 more. Okay, so take a moment to bring your hands back down, close your eyes if you opened them, and just sit tall and feel to some energy through your neck, your shoulders, your chest, your upper back. And then grab either your myofascial balls or a block. So let me show you with the balls first. So I'm going to lay this way. You're going to take these right under. So you have this occipital ridge right here in your skull, and then all these suboccipital muscles that get really tense for some of us, most of us, and can cause headaches. So you're going to take these balls, if you've got them right under that occipital ridge, right on those suboccipital muscles, and then you're going to lay down. And you can take these onto a blanket or onto a block even. And so they're on either side of your cervical spine. So they're right under that bony protrusion at the base of your skull. And then you're just going to kind of oscillate or rock your head a little side to side. And so when we do these exercises, these myofascial release exercises, it's only about a minute or 2, 10 or so breaths. And go really slow. Thank you. And if you don't have those, then you're going to take your block and you're going to place that ridge of your block right where I just described, right under that bony protrusion at the base of your skull. And you're going to roll your head carefully side to side. So you're creating a little shearing here and also some compression to release any dense tissue that's here. Increase energy flow and hydration. Okay, this could be really helpful for those of us that work at a desk or drive a lot or on our phone a lot, and our neck is, our head is drawing forward a little more than it should be. This should release some of that tension. Okay, so just be very mindful and stay checked in. How does it feel? There should be no pain, but definitely some sensation. So either rocking your head on the edge of the block or kind of moving those myofascial balls side to side. And you have just a few more breaths here. You can soften your jaw, your cheeks, space between your eyebrows. Okay, so as you're ready, let's move your prop right out of the way and just take a moment to feel, a little check-in. You might feel some warmth there at the back of the neck. Again, you're helping to increase circulation, flow through these tissues. Okay, now you're going to take your myofascial balls. You're going to go for the upper trapezius muscle, so right up here at the top of your shoulder. We're going to start closer to the neck and then kind of move out. And again, these can get really tight as well. So you'll take one ball and then you'll just slide it right under. You're still on your back. And then you'll just slide it right under your upper trap here. So let's just, you pick a side and bring your arms down. And then just kind of move around. I'm going to give you a little over a minute here. And it's a compression here. So you want to kind of press down into the ball. And if you don't have one, you can just use your fingers here. You can just massage the muscle and the tissue here. Just kind of press and release. Let's give it a little attention and that nice sense of touch. And you can move your arm, the arm where the prop is underneath. You can maybe rock it up and down. You know, you're just looking for that sense of compression. You're pressing your tissues and your muscle into the ball and getting that feedback. And pausing anywhere where it's kind of interesting. And then if you want to move the ball out toward the shoulder a bit, check in there. And don't go fast, go really slow, breathe. And again, notice if you start to tense anywhere like the jaw or that space between your eyebrows. Just another few moments. Okay, and then you can release that for a moment. And again, pause before you go into the other side. Check in, notice how that shoulder, how those muscles feel. There's no rushing in this practice. So let's go to the other side and start it right close to where your shoulder, your trapezius meets your neck. So closer to the neck to start and check in. Okay, so find that compression. And if you're just using your hands there, you're just giving your shoulder or your traps a little massage, press and release. Maybe you find something interesting there. You can move your arm up and down, externally rotating and then internally rotating. Okay, but never any pain. You're looking for that sensation, but not painful. So we don't want to alert our sensory receptors. We don't want to create any fear in the body. So no pain. So back off if you feel any pain, and maybe move down toward your shoulder now and work there for a couple of breaths. Try not to tense anywhere on the face or anywhere else in your body, and make sure you're checking in with your breath as well. Good. Another couple moments here. When we do this practice, we think about, the habitual ways we hold our body or carry our bags, and they can really affect our tissues, our muscles. So this practice helps to bring us back into balance and our natural range of motion. Okay, so go ahead and release that side, and then again, take a moment to pause and feel into the side. Feel again through your neck, top of your shoulders. Okay, and then now we're going to go into the upper back, so the thoracic spine. So you're going to take, if you're using the block, take your block like a fish pose. So you'll take your block on that low height, take it right to the middle of your upper back, your thoracic spine. Okay, and just, you can kind of move around there, just stay there like a fish pose. If you're using the rad roller balls, you're going to take them right again into your upper back. You're going to lay down. Okay, Matt's doing. It's spicy, so be careful. Go really slow. Keep your knees bent, feet on the ground. And and then from there, so what I like to do is, got your feet on the ground, they're right there in the middle of your upper back, and we're gonna move down a couple inches in a few moments. But you can have your arms down to kind of make you feel safe and brace yourself. You're oscillating, kind of moving side to side. If it feels okay, you can take your hands to the back of your head and lift your head up. It gets even spicier, more interesting. Noises are fine. Deep breaths are great. This releases a lot of the tension in the thoracic spine. And when we release tension in the thoracic spine, then our neck is happier and our lower back is happier. But remember, no pain. You can also check in with maybe lifting your hips if you want a little more. If you don't, then don't go any further. Try to relax the jaw, space between your eyebrows, cheeks, toes. Okay. Another breath or two. Good, now you're gonna move the block or your red roller balls down maybe 2 inches. So lower thoracic spine might be a little less spicy down here. This could be where you might want to lift your hips like a bridge pose. And you can roll forward and up and down or side to side. And just see if there's any dense tissue there that needs to be kind of soothed and worked out there. Again, only a minute or two, plenty of time. You can do it daily if you like, but only a minute or two. You don't want to make these tissues sore. Just want to increase a little energy flow and hydration. So hips up or down, or maybe a little bit of both. Hands on the ground or behind your head. Staying very present always. Notice if this is changing your breath at all. Okay, just another moment or two here. And then if your hips are up, let's lower them down, lower your arms down, and then move your props out of your way. And again, take a moment to just pause. Don't do anything. You don't have to do anything yet. Just pause, check in. How does it feel? Good. Okay, as you're ready, slowly and carefully roll your way over to one side to compress yourself up. And we'll come into Balasana, child's pose from here. So you can use your blanket, you can use a pillow, you can use your bolster. You can take your knees wide and then stretch your body up and over. Even just on the ground, whatever you have. So the ground, a blanket, or a little bit higher would be your pillow or a bolster. And if you have a blanket and a bolster, then you might take the blanket at the top of your bolster so it's resting under your forehead so that you don't have to smush your face into your prop. So you can prop up your forehead. Knees nice and wide. Let your hips fall heavy to your feet. I'm going to stay here for about 3 minutes. So take time to settle yourself. Okay, no rush. Make sure the pose makes sense and it feels okay. Getting a nice stretch through your outer hips here, inner thighs, along your spine. Those tissues and muscles that we just taxed with the myofascial release. So feel the length here. And let your breath move eventually into the back side of your body. To the back of your lungs, back of your rib cage. Again, when we pay attention to this area of the body, it supports the neck and also the lower back. Let your head soften into whatever it's touching. Like an invitation to slow down the thoughts, all the to-dos, the plans. And instead pay attention to this moment and how your body's feeling physically, emotions that are rising and falling. And your breath. Nice. Slow, smooth, even, deep breath is helping to circulate the subtle energy through your body. And in traditional Chinese medicine, which is where yin yoga has its roots, the meridians, or the energy highway system in the body, is housed in our deep tissues. And so when we do myofascial release or hold these static poses, we are circulating more energy through the body and supporting all the organs that these meridians feed into. Which in turn supports our overall well-being. Let your body drop down a little bit heavier. Last few moments here. You soften anywhere that you didn't even realize you were holding or gripping. Fingers, belly. Let's take another breath together here. And then just as slowly and mindfully as you came in, let's do the same coming out. So you can walk your hands back so they support you up onto all fours. Go slow. A lot of deep stretching for the tissues there. You don't want to pull something, so go slow. Okay. And then we'll come into heart melting pose, Anahatasana. So a couple options. So it looks like this without any props, which you can totally do. In yin, I really like props because they help us to be a little more passive. So you could just take a blanket or a bolster under your forehead. Hips are high and right over your knees. You could take your feet a little wider. The other thing I like to do, if you have all these props, bolster, and blocks, is take your forehead to the edge of your bolster and then your hands on your block so that you feel supported, you feel grounded, you're touching something, not hanging in space. This is a deeper shoulder stretch. Okay, so if you don't want to go too deep in the shoulders here, it bothers your back or anything like that, then maybe just have your hands on the ground and the blanket under your forehead to support your forehead. Okay? No rush to find that place to land. Take your time, always making sure it makes sense for you. There's no one shape to find in this practice. It's just how does it feel for you right now? It's very, very freeing, very liberating. How does it feel for you right now in your body, your mind, your heart, your whole body, your whole self? Maybe you need a little more support. Sometimes maybe you need a little less. Just looking to find some sensation though somewhere. And here, a lot of times we feel this through the front of the chest. There's a lot of opening through the belly, heart space. Of course, along the spine, side bodies getting longer, making space between your ribs, helping to deepen your breath. Again, and letting your head rest, an invitation to rest the mind. Remember that intention that we set collectively to bring the awareness back to the present when it wanders away, which it will do many, 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 many times. And then feel that length through your arms as you're extending out all the way through the tips of your fingers. Let your belly be soft. The air move in and out of your nose as easily as possible, as freely as possible. So another few breaths here. Let's take one more breath together. And then again, you want to support yourself up. So maybe draw your belly in toward your spine a little bit. Some little core activation there. And then lift your head, walk your hands back. And then bring your hands down to the ground and take cat pose. So flex your spine. So we are extending our spine there in that pose. Now press the ground away and flex your spine. Let your head drop, maybe even sway a little bit side to side. Pressing the thoracic spine up toward the sky. And then soften your chest and your belly more toward a neutral shape. And then we'll come onto our belly. So all you need for this pose, well, actually, if you have a bolster or pillow, you might want to take it under your shins. So we're going to come onto our belly. And when you lay on your belly, if you put the bolster under your shins, it might bring your pelvis more into like a neutral place, so might make your back feel a little better. So check that out if you want to. And then maybe your blanket for your head. So we're going to do a shoulder stretch. We're going to slide your right arm under your chest. Okay, so if you want to try a little support under like your ankles, you'll see how that feels on your pelvis. Okay. And then the blankets for your head. You could use a block if you need a little more height, of course. Okay, so you're going to slide your right arm right under your chest. Your palm's going to face up. And you're going to look to the left. And angle your blanket so it feels like it's in the right place. And then your left arm is just heavy where it lands. My elbow's bent and my elbow's right above my right arm. And so adjust your right arm so it's coming right out from your shoulder so that it feels like it's in the right place. So again, move around until you feel like you're in the right place. You can settle. So this will create some tension there, good tension through the back of the right arm and all through the shoulder. Head is resting again. Let your heavy head rest into your prop. Let it go. Feel your pelvis drop heavy and your low back be supported here. And if any time, so we try to look for that edge where we find the sensation that we can stay and breathe into and invite some more energy flow. And then we try to stay as still as possible. So that's what our deeper tissues want, that constant compression, the stillness. But if it feels like too much or something and your body goes numb or there's any sharp and shooting pains, then come out. And in this pose, for example, if you feel anything that feels like too much for you, come into sleeping crocodile where you'll take your elbows out wide and rest your head on your hands. And just pause right there. Okay. If you can stay. We've got another few breaths here. Okay, just make sure to take care of your body as it is this evening, the body you came into class with. See if you can let your legs drop heavy. Relax through your feet. Just another breath here. And as you're ready, moving slowly, you want to lift your head first. You can use your left hand as support to slide your right arm out. And then maybe you go right into that sleeping crocodile. You can rest your hands under your head. Maybe you want to stretch your arms forward. Rest your head on the blanket. And then let's check in with the other side. So come on up and then slide your left arm under your chest. And then look over to the right. So your palm is facing up, and move the arm until it feels like it's coming right up from your shoulder and it's in the right place. And if it's too much, you come back to sleeping crocodile. Rest your eyes, your cheeks. Relax your jaw. And see if you notice energy moving or circulation through the left arm, through the shoulder, maybe up into the top of the shoulder, through the neck. And let's see what you're feeling here. And through the back of the arm is where our small intestine and large intestine meridians flow. And these two organs, they help us kind of separate what is needed and what is not needed in our body. It's good to support that. Help them do their job. And again, check in with the lower body. Make sure that you're relaxing there as best you can. Just a few more breaths. And as you're ready, you can start to come out of this pose carefully. Might slide your right hand back, lift your head, come back to sleeping crocodile, neutral shape. Rest your head. If you want, you can bend your knees. You can even rock your hips a little bit, side to side. And then from there, we're going to come on up to all fours. So slide your hands under your shoulders. Again, little core strength to come up. A little bit of that yang energy. And then from here, grab your bolster, or if you have two blankets or a pillow, grab that and take it lengthwise on your mat. We'll come into a version of deer pose. So bring your right hip to the edge. And you can do this without anything as well, just flat on the ground if you don't have anything. And you can even take your blanket on top for your head. Okay, so you have your prop lengthwise, your right hip is next to the prop. You're going to take your hands to either side, lengthen your spine, and then we're going to try to bring our belly and our chest down. Okay, so you're there's a nice twist here through your belly. So 2 things, you can either look to the right, which will give you a stretch through your cervical spine as well, or look to the left if that feels like too much. Okay, and then maybe your left knee wants to slide back, so your right heel is like touching your left knee. Might get a little stretch over your left hip flexors, left thigh. And keep your spine long. Okay, so if you feel like you're kind of crunched up and rounded, maybe you come up again and re-lengthen your spine, then try to bring your belly and your chest down. And then letting yourself settle. Sometimes it takes a good minute to settle. Sometimes it takes more. Sometimes you fall right into the pose. But let whatever props you're using, let them feel supportive and let them support you. Let your body weight, let it go. You don't have to hold anything here. The weight of your head drop, chest, belly, legs. Feel the support of the ground beneath you. Feel the support of your breath. Notice the breath here as you're twisting through your belly. Maybe you're not breathing as much into your belly as you were, say, in the heart melting pose. Maybe the breath is back in the upper back again, or through your lower back. Last few moments here. When you're ready, you slowly bring your head back through center and then walk your hands in to support your way up. And then you can turn to face maybe the back of your mat and just take a moment in Sukhasana to check in and close your eyes. And then when you're ready, go over to the other side. So bring your left hip to the edge of your prop. Adjust anything that you need to for the second side, if there's any adjustments that you want to make in your props. And then hands on either side. You want to lengthen your spine, so find that length first. And then start to come down, trying to draw your belly and your chest onto your prop. Remember, you can look over to the left or look over to the right. And maybe for the first half you look in one direction and the second half you look in the next direction. Just really check in. How does your body feel? You can slide your right knee back. What will be most supportive for you right now? What will help you relax more and more into this shape and breathe well and move energy? And give you this quiet and still time in your day to create a little more clarity in how you think and how you feel. So create a little more clarity in your thoughts and in your words. Noticing if there's anything you can adjust in your shape to find a little more ease, a little more space. To help you breathe a little bit deeper, knowing that each breath is nourishing your body. Last few breaths. Okay, as you're ready, support yourself up, slide your hands back, bring your head back through center. And you're going to take that Sukhasana again to the back of your mat, just a moment to check in. Let your hands rest and your spine grow tall. And then we'll come onto our back. We'll come into supported bridge pose. And so for supported bridge, you can have a block under your hips if you have a block, or you can use your bolster. You might take your blanket under your head if you'd like that. And it goes right under your pelvis, either your block or your bolster. So you'll come on down. Bend your knees, lift your hips, and slide your prop right under your pelvis. So not your lower back, back of your pelvis. Move your feet around until they feel like they're in the right place. Let your shoulders drop heavy. You can slide your shoulder blades under your body and feel that external rotation through tops of your shoulders and your arms, all the way through your palms. And with your arms, you can rest them down by your sides, or even take them out to the sides in more of a cactus shape, like a very loose, easy cactus shape. Bend your elbows. Or to deepen sensation through the arms, you can even take your arms overhead and catch opposite forearms. And open up the front side of your body here. Belly, chest. Feel the breath flow in through your nose. Watch it flow in through your nose all the way down into your belly. That's your belly rise. It's your chest rise. Exhale. Watch all the breath flow up and out through your nose. Feel the support from the ground beneath you here. Or anywhere in your body you can find a little bit more ease. Maybe it's in the mind, maybe it's wandered. Invite it back to the breath. So it's the holiday season. We might be seeing people we see all the time. We might be seeing people we don't see very often. But I ran into this quote in one of my books today, and I thought it was a good one for this season. Attention is the rarest and purest form of generosity. So just thinking about how everyone wants to be seen and be heard and be listened to. So just maybe being mindful of being very present with who you're with this holiday season and while you're with them. Whether you're with them all the time or just during the holidays. Attention is the rarest and purest form of generosity. Let's take another breath together here. And then take your time. You're going to press into your feet, lift your hips off of your prop and slide it out of the way. Slowly roll down through your spine. And then just a pause. There's nothing to do next. Just bring your spine back to a neutral place. Let your head be heavy, shoulders, hips. Just pause. And then go ahead and take your feet as wide as your mat. Let your arms fall out to the sides and rock your legs side to side like windshield wipers. Anytime, maybe let a big sigh out through your mouth. Deeper breath. And then when you're ready, you can hug your knees to your chest. Come into Apanasana and rock a little side to side there. And then you'll find your way into Shavasana from here. Or when you're ready, and maybe you slide your bolster under your legs here, under your knees, and take that blanket under your head or over your hips or over your whole body. Get as comfortable as you can. Make sure you're nice and warm. You can turn out a light if you'd like. And let your body settle breath by breath. From the tips of your toes, allowing your feet to fall open. All the way up through your legs, relaxing all of your muscles. Over your hips, letting them fall heavy. And through your belly, letting your belly rise and fall as you breathe. Let it stay soft. Shoulder blades again tucked under your back, right on your back. Feel that expansion across your chest. Length through your arms. Let your arm bones drop heavy. Relaxing all the way through the tips of your fingers. Relax your neck, your jaw, your tongue, cheeks, your eyes, all the way up through the crown of your head. Feel into the natural rhythm of your breath. And let it guide you deeper into a place of relaxation. can begin to slowly deepen your breath. And start to wiggle through your fingers and your toes, ankles and wrists. When you're ready, you can reach your arms over your head, take a big breath in, stretch from your fingertips to your toes. Exhale all the breath out as you let your body drop even heavier. And then take your time, lower your arms as you bend your knees and roll over to one side, find your fetal shape. And with your eyes soft or closed, press yourself up to a seat. Sit up nice and tall. Feel the base of your spine all the way up through the crown of your head. And bring your hands back to Anjali Mudra. Bow your head toward your heart. Come back to your intention for practice. And remembering our collective intention of bringing awareness back to the present anytime it wanders away. And let's close with the sound of Om. Empty your breath. Take a deep breath in. Thank you all for the blessing of your company. Hope you have a lovely evening. And may others as well benefit from our practice. Namaste. Thank you.